I'm finally home. That was, I think, one of the scariest things that I've ever had to do. If you told me 5 years ago that I would be doing an entire interview in my second language, I would not have believed you, but I think it went well, and I really enjoyed my time there, and yeah, I don't know, I just can't believe I did that. I'm kind of proud of myself. I do have a runway show that I need to get to, so on to the next.
Money comes and goes, and the nights are cold and slow. It's nothing like the movies I have seen. If what you say is true, I extend my arm to you. Your baby fat or flattened overnight. I only say that when I'm lying, and I'm lying, yes I'm lying, I'm lying. Striking matches to forget our past, and you say, don't look back. Take your time, but please don't waste mine. I'm not like that, and I hope that you found some comfort within yourself, and kick some dandelions on your way back home. Hold my hand and don't ever let go. This prepare to serve. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to my bedroom floor. I'm on my sister's side of the room because my side of the room is like so messy and not clean right now, and thank God my sister actually cleans her side of the room. So here we are. Just to catch up, this morning I went out and got myself a new Pandora charm. I celebrated Lunar New Year with my friends this year, and they were so kind to give me ang pao this year, and so I wanted to like commemorate that into something special. So Pandora came out with like a new Lunar New Year collection this year, so I thought I would get that. I ended up getting this red bag here to kind of like symbolize the ang pao that they gave me, and it's like a good luck money bag. It says good luck on the bag, so I just thought that that was a cute way to like commemorate what my friends have done for me this year, and I get to like bring it around with me. So I didn't really record much yesterday because I was just way too exhausted. I pretty much just ended up going to another casting for a TV commercial, and then I came home, made ramen because I needed some comfort food, and then I watched the new episode of White Lotus, and that was pretty much my entire day. I am currently drinking some rehydration salts right now. The show that I did 2 days ago completely like wiped me out until today. I'm like completely exhausted. My body is so sore. I think it's because I've been unemployed since the end of last year, and my last modeling job as well was in October of last year, and so like getting back into like working again and like doing a show and it lasting that long, I was literally out of the house since like 12 p.m. all the way until 1 a.m. was when I reached home. So it was a really, really long day, completely took me out, and yeah, here we are. I think the key factor is that I'm dehydrated, and no matter how much I'm drinking water, I'm just not, you know, I'm not really like rehydrating myself, so here we are. I think because I am so completely wiped out, I kind of just want the day to myself. If I don't just end up like lazing around my house and like bumming around, I might make some air dry trinket dishes. So yeah, I'll bring you along for that.
Fridays belong to you, I've decided, 'cause my dad always ruins the fun. This winter's been tough and I felt like dying, but you've been sweeter than watermelon bubblegum. You've devastated my personal health, and all the love songs I wrote about nobody ringing a bell. I don't wanna fall in love with you, so maybe I should call you dumb. Or we could share.
Good morning. Today we are recording outside because it's usually too hot to record on my balcony, but it's been raining pretty much all morning, so the weather is like super cool. We are now officially a few days into March, so I thought this would be a good way to catch up and reflect while getting some fresh air. So the last few weeks of February were pretty much a shock to me. I did not expect to be as busy as I was. Even up until the last few days, it was pretty busy. The last day I knew was going to be a day of celebration because my brother's birthday always falls at the end of January. But that morning, in fact, my sister and I had been invited to a Coach event where they were launching their latest spring collection. Okay, I'm running super late, so here's a quick fit check. Earrings, bracelet, dress, and this Coach bag that I got off a thrifted store on Instagram. was really fun. Especially because the specific coach outlet it was being held at was one that had Coachtopia. I always enjoy like spending the day with my sister as well. And then after that, we pretty much just got my brother's cake and came home and had a feast. And it was a really nice time to sort of like end the month with a day of celebration before we move forward into March. Even though the month of February felt really busy for me, I still really enjoyed my time, which is quite unexpected. I've kind of been enjoying taking the year pretty slowly, and so I thought the end of February would be pretty much the same, where I would kind of enjoy taking my time a little bit and grounding myself in like the last few days of February before the turn of a new month. But that was completely not the case. My last week of February ended up being my busiest, actually. And to my surprise, it was actually quite enjoying. I was actually quite worried when I noticed my schedule was getting pretty busy. I'm someone who definitely sort of like thrives off of hustle culture, but the downfall of that was that I was not prioritizing anything quote unquote meaningful in my life. I wasn't prioritizing myself or my friends or my family. And after losing my job at the end of last year, I kind of realized that I had my priorities in the wrong places. And so since the beginning of this year, I've been really trying to cultivate a more slower way of living so that I could make and prioritize these things that are more important to me in my life. And I was worried that going back to a busier schedule would have been disrupting my peace. I think the fact that I was still able to find a lot of enjoyment in it and sort of like return to a much slower pace at the beginning of March means that I'm capable and I'm slowly allowing myself to find that balance between this ambitious hustle culture that I'm much more used to and this slower way of living where I am able to place my attentions and prioritize the people and things that mean a lot in my life. So I think at the end of the day, it was really comforting to have that feeling. In the month of February, I had also returned to a lot of hobbies. I think this sort of like kick-started when I did that interview at the beginning of the last week. That interview actually celebrated a win that I had last year. I won my first award as a filmmaker for a documentary that I made, but it actually came at a super tumultuous period because the very same week that I won that award, I got laid off from my job because they told me that AI could basically do the work for me. So it was a very conflicting moment for me to be in. And after being laid off, I had sort of like run away from a lot of creativity and creative spaces because it was so conflicting for me. But I think this interview, which I was sort of scared about because I would have to return to that moment in a way, ended up being a really good moment for me to reflect and allow myself to enjoy my win. And I felt like it sort of kickstarted this return to creativity in a way that was for me. I'm a script writer, but I previously was working as a script doctor. So a lot of my job was basically tweaking other people's stories and fulfilling their stories. But I think that interview made me realize that this was something that I had truly done for myself creatively for the first time, and I had won an award out of it. So I kind of decided that I wanted to make a big return to creative pursuits, which is why I picked up these like silly little hobbies like coloring books, or I played with a lot of clay this month. I think it's just a good reminder that I am capable of making something, and it doesn't have to be grand, but just the satisfaction of being able to create with my own two hands and knowing that I'm creating just for myself is something that I really want to be able to sit in. I think to sum it all up, February, which I thought was going to be a pretty plain month, turned out to be really enlightening and awakening. and I'm excited to see what March brings. I feel like so far every single month I'm learning new things, particularly about myself, which I really enjoy. March is Pisces month, and my birthday is actually at the end of this week. March usually brings me good fortune, so I hope that's the case this year as well, but I guess we'll see. I hope you all had an amazing February as well, and I hope March brings even more greatness to you all.